Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do full face of new bits, but new bits to me. A lot of them aren't like new, so maybe they're not fresh in the makeup market, but it's just things that I have seen over the past like 6 months that I've really wanted. So yeah, so I've got a full box of stuff. We've got high end, we've got drugstore. We've actually got quite a bit of drugstore slash affordable makeup, which is always fun. Yeah. So yeah, I'd love it if you could like and subscribe. It would mean an awful lot to me. And yeah, let's get into it. So to start off, I love a primer. I love multiple primers. So I've got these two to try. So we've got the REFY Glow and Sculpt. I'm sure you have seen this. It's got this really cool like rolly applicator. REFY is a brand that I think is just fab. Love their brow products, lip products, cheek products, and I've actually got some other stuff from REFY as well. I've got the cream bronzer in DUNE, which is one of their newer shades that's cooler. Let's see how that looks. We know everything looks a bit warm on me. And I've got a new colour in the lip sculpt. So a little bit of a REFY video today, but yeah, got this. Yeah, excited. And then for a more glowy kind of product, I've got the Maybelline Instant Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup. So it's a primer, concealer, highlighter, BB cream. So yeah, so let's start with these. This has this, I don't know how, you want to like squeeze it and roll. Okay. My skin is quite bad at the moment. I think it's just winter, and I think a little bit of it is like time of the month. I came off my implant like 3 months ago now, and even though everything is kind of falling back into place with like my cycle, I have been experiencing like hormonal acne, which is something that I hadn't really had before, but something that we just have to go on with. I like this. I feel like I don't really know how much product I'm putting on. I'm just rolling. So I feel like it's something that you could go overboard on, but no, I guess it's a hydrating primer, so nothing bad. I'm just gonna rub it in with a little brush just to make sure it's kind of even. I do think it's a nice applicator. I guess you could rub this in with your hands too. I do feel like it's hydrating, but I've used more hydrating primers, like my e.l.f. Putty Primer, the CC Brightening Cream, and my Vive Skin Nova feels more hydrating, but it doesn't feel unhydrating, but it's not as hydrating as I thought it would be. I mean, my skin does feel plump, but I'm gonna have to keep giving this a go and seeing how I get on. And this one, I literally swatched it, but it's one of those kind of like puffy. I got this in 00 Fair Light. Okay, I can see some stuff coming out. I quite like this kind of packaging. I know some people hate it with the sponge, but I find it quite easy to use. I'm just going to kind of put this everywhere. Again, don't really know how much to use. I'm expecting this to be a bit like the Halo Glow and Flawless Filter. Halo Glow by e.l.f. Flawless Filter by Charlotte Tilbury. But actually, I don't actually think it's got much glow in it at all. I mean, it's hydrating again, and it has kind of evened out some of, obviously I've got breakouts, so it's not gonna cover that because I had like zero coverage, but I do feel like it has like brightened out and kind of evened out my redness and skin underneath. a little bit more. I feel like this is something that I would definitely have to wear other products over. I mean, my skin does look fresh. Looks a bit lifted and a bit more like it's got some life to it than it did before. So yeah, not unhappy with these, but I had different thoughts to how they would turn out. Just going to put on a lip oil. I don't know if I've showed you this before. It's the Unicorn Cosmetics lip oil. Bare face lip oil. And I just think the packaging's really cool. It's like, it's plastic. And then the product's kind of here. I thought I bought 2 shades, but I actually ended up buying 2 of the same shade. But they have like tinted ones. But this one is like a straw. It's like clear, but it's like strawberry. So I just keep that on my desk. And I've been really enjoying that. Next foundation, I actually have like a skin tint. But I have seen this around and it looked like it had really good coverage. It's the RIMMEL London Kind and Free Moisturising Skin Tint Foundation. And I got this in 10 Rose Ivory. I think I saw SOSU Does Life talk about this, and I feel like she's quite trustworthy when it comes to like foundation reviews. She gives them like a good review. I'm just going to dot this around. Again, I don't know how much to use. And I'm going to take my kind of like angled foundation brush. And I'm just going to buff this in. The skin tints, I just never know how much to put on, and to be honest, I'm not expecting it to cover all of my spots because it is a skin tint. But I like skin tints that have something to it. Okay, it's very serum-like. I feel like I'm just putting kind of another layer of like moisturiser or primer on. But yeah, I like that. It melts into the skin. Like, I feel like it's actually pretty much undetectable, which is what we like. I'm going to see if you can kind of build it up. So just kind of put that all around. I'm just going to see if I can gain some coverage in the middle of my face and if it's buildable. I do love a skin tint. I can't believe that every day I used to wear like double wear and MAC Studio Fix to school every single day, and to uni I used to wear like a full face of makeup. My work now are lucky if I even wear anything to work, but if I am going out in the day, I just want something super light, something that I'm just not gonna feel. Obviously if I'm going out, I love like a full coverage foundation, but it's just not something that I feel like I need day to day anymore. I really like this. I think it blends into the skin lovely. The colour is actually really nice. It's very neutral for drugstore. Because I'm so pale, I find the really pale shades are sometimes pure white or quite yellow. But it has actually covered up a lot of my blemishes that I had, especially the ones on my forehead. Can't really see. Yeah, this is a thumbs up for me. Okay, so next for concealer, I've got the SOSU Wake Up Correcting Concealer. I saw this online and I just put it in my basket. I thought, I haven't seen that. I haven't really tried anything from SOSU before. I also have a blush from them that I'm going to be trying today. So yeah, I got this in 03. So let's give this a go. The wand is like very skinny, which I don't mind. I feel like this might be a bit warm for me. Just kind of putting it where I normally put it. I'm actually going to zoom you in a bit. I've got these cool sponges from ELF. They came in like a pack of 3. So we've got this kind of skinny one. I had this before from like an old collection that they bought out, and I love the shape of it. It's really kind of like thin and gets in the corner of your eyes really well. And then they're kind of the typical beauty blender shape. And then this one, which is kind of I don't even know how many sides it's got. 1, 2, 3. Wait, it's confusing me. Anyway, it's got a lot of sides. And I thought this is, I don't know how I would use this, but yeah, this is kind of cool. I like e.l.f. sponges, I think they're quite soft. Okay, and yeah, so this is it wet, and I just think it's a really good size. Okay, that concealer is definitely a bit dark for me. Don't know why I got shade 3. Normally I go for shade 1. But maybe shade 3 was the lightest that they had. So this would be fine in the summer, probably for me for like spot concealing. But as it stands at the minute, ooh, and it's a bit cakey. I feel like it's just taken my makeup and made it look really, like that foundation before looked really nice. Don't know, let me turn my light off for a second and see if you can you see under here, it's just gone really cakey under my eyes and here on my forehead. Can you see that? Okay, what to do, because I don't think this looks very nice. That's such a shame because the foundation actually looked really lovely beforehand, but I feel like the concealer has just ruined it. And it didn't cover any of these, it kind of just came off straight away. Okay, so unfortunately this SOSU concealer, that's a no from me. Okay, so next for setting my under eyes, I've got this Prime and Stay finishing powder from e.l.f. I think I saw Julia Adams talk about this. She's a Canadian YouTuber, I really love her content. And I noticed in her declutters, I love watching declutters, but yeah, I noticed in her declutters, she always spoke really highly of it. So I was on e.l.f. getting some other bits the other day, and I saw this and thought, it was literally like £3. And I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. She says it's very blurring, which obviously under the eyes is what we like. This is in Fair Light. Okay, that's lovely. Even with that icky concealer, it's really, yeah, just diffused my under eye. Okay, this is surprisingly good. I feel like using this with the right concealer, maybe my Vive concealer or my Nude Sticks concealer, would be a great combo. For cream contour, I've got the REFY cream bronzer that I spoke about. As we know, cream bronzers are very difficult for me. Most of them look, or like not even a hint of orange, they look full orange. So a lot of the time I use contour as bronzer because I need the coolness. But this basically they brought out after, so they brought out, I think it was three or four shades when they launched, and then they brought this out, I'd probably say around 6 months ago, maybe it was longer. It does look warm, but I'm used to my Fenty, which is like grey. And I'm just going to buff this out. Okay, I like this. It's definitely not as cool as my Fenty, but it's definitely not orange. It's got warmth, but the right kind of warmth. The formula is really lovely as well, and I like how big the pan is. Every time I look at myself, that concealer is bothering me. But this is lovely. It's got like a glow to it as well, but it's not too balmy, which is actually nice. I feel like this would work nicely with like a matte primer and matte skin. Okay, REFY. This is exciting. I'm pleasantly surprised, and we love that. I'm nervous to try this contour stick from SOSU after the concealer, but we can't judge everything by one product. I was gonna like kind of dot this on. This is in Peach Blush and it's kind of like a stick blush. I'm actually just gonna take some on a brush and kind of just dot this on because I don't want it to disturb kind of what I've done. Okay, now that's pretty. Nice colour for me. We know that I'm a bit scared of blush. So it's not super intense, but it's definitely pigmented. I wouldn't say it's sheer. It's like a bright coral. And if you bring it too far down, you can just go over with a sponge or a brush and just diffuse it a bit more. Okay, so this is the reason why you shouldn't put all products in one bracket. This is something I would definitely reach for. And I'm just going to set my creams, and I got the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Matte Bronzer. Again, I've seen this around and I just thought I don't really have any drugstore bronzers. And just kind of buff this. Oh, it's kind of leaving like marks. I'm having to like really buff it out. Can you see like where I put it, it's kind of going patchy. Okay, we're having a bad makeup day today, but I guess that's what happens when you are testing new products that you haven't tried before. Okay, maybe I used the wrong brush, but I feel like you need to like really buff this out and like diffuse it. I feel like my skin just looks a bit rough. For blush, I've got this e.l.f. like duo. I'm just going to take a fluffy brush. And I'm just going to take the matte side. This is in Spiced Apple. And I'm just going to brush this just over. Okay, this isn't super pigmented, but that's good for me. Okay, base is looking like a bit of a car crash, but it is what it is. Next we're going to do brows. And I've got the KOSAS Air Brow. And I've got the Bare Brows Balm. This is still in its packet. And I saw this obviously everywhere, all over TikTok. And it's meant to be like brow freeze, pink honey. But yeah, I'm just going to take some of this. And I'm guessing this is literally like the Anastasia brow freeze. Let's see. So we know I've got stubborn brows. On TikTok people were literally just going like up once and then it was kind of just working. I mean, I did just go once with that. And it just kind of stayed there. Okay. Normally I brush my brows up and they kind of go up and then they fall back down and I kind of have to kind of wait for the product to dry as I'm pushing up and then it stays. But with this, it's literally just set my brow straight away. Okay, maybe we've just found my new favourite brow product. Then I'm going to try and put some of this KOSAS Air Brow over it. I don't know if that's going to like disrupt the set. But this should just give me some colour back in the brow. As I have very like blonde like ends. They're quite like dark at the front. And then they kind of go lighter. Okay. I think I've just found a new favourite brow routine. If you have stubborn brows, get this. Your life will be changed. I don't have a new brow pencil, so I'm just going to fill in the bottoms with my REFY brow pencil. Fluffy, bushy brows in the quickest time ever. Okay, I'm going to set the rest of my face now, and I've got the Hourglass translucent setting powder. I got this in a mini. We all know I love a little mini, because this was expensive, and I just think some powders you get and you just know they're not for you. And I thought, if I like this, next time I can get the larger one. Hourglass is a brand that I would love to get more products from, but it's just so expensive. So the fact that they are doing minis and some things, I think it's just nice, because it means that people can try stuff and they're not having to spend 50 quid on a product. I have heard good things about this powder, but it's very hard to take me away. I love my HMB powder, and obviously Laura Mercier is just trusted. But this is quite blurring, but this is lovely. It's actually, I had like a weird patch here from that concealer, and it's really just blurred it out. Hey guys, sorry if I'm in a bit of a different placement. My camera died on me. So we were just talking about powder, and was a win. I'm just going to take some of the bronzer that we use, and I'm just going to put some of this in my crease, just to give a little bit of something. This is actually a nice crease colour. It doesn't seem to be being patchy, so maybe I just used the wrong brush with this. It definitely could have been user error. I'm going to do a bit of eyeliner today. This isn't new, but it's the Feline Flick from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just going to do a quick wing. That went very well. Now I have to do the other eye. I wish you could just click and it would be done on the other eye. Okay, not bad. Funny how your winged eyeliner goes great on a day where I'm not really leaving the house. But, and I've got the NARS CLIMAX Extreme. Got mini. We know I like mini mascaras. I saw somebody use this on TikTok actually, and when I saw the brush I thought, and I haven't really tried many NARS mascaras, so I saw they did a mini version and thought, give it a go. I do like bristly brushes. I do like plastic brushes, but if a bristly brush is quite thick, bristly brush, does that make sense? Like, you know how you have the plastic kind of spiky ones, and then kind of like this, kind of the more traditional wand. I quite like these if they're quite chunky and thick. Okay, this is surprisingly lengthening. Wow. Okay, there's been definitely some winners. I like the consistency of this. It's not super dry, not super wet. Okay, I think this actually might be a new favourite mascara. Lastly, for lips, I have one of the REFY lip sculpts in a new colour. This is in Rosewood, which I think is like a darker version of the blush. So I have taupe and fawn. So taupe is the lighter, fawn is the darker. And then I have blush, and then Rosewood is the dark version of blush. Let me do some swatches and I'll show you. So here we've got taupe at the bottom, and then the darker version is fawn. Then we've got blush, And then this Rosewood is the darker, like pinkier version. These are my favourite lip. I use them as like lip liners. I use them as full-on lipsticks with like gloss. Love the tones, love the consistency. Do wish they would bring out some more colours. I'd actually like them to bring out some lighter ones, because blush and taupe look really light on some people, but on me they look, and like fairer skin tones, they're still quite dark. So this is like a dark, would say it's a dark brown with like red undertone, more so than like a pink. And then I've got here, I've got two colours, but I don't know which one I'm going to use today. These are the NYX, this is Milky Gloss, and I've got shade Chocolate Shake and Milk the Cocoa. I'm just going to swatch these as well. Here at the top you've got Milk the Cocoa, and underneath you've got Chocolate Shake. I feel like I put on quite a lot there, but they could be really sheared out. So today I'm going to use Chocolate Shake. I'm just going to put that in the centre. They feel quite thick when they go on, but when you rub your lips together, it's almost like an oil. Yeah, they're not sticky at all, and they just give kind of like that wash of colour. But yeah, actually really happy with kind of the final look. Obviously the base we know isn't great. Hero product today was the Bare Brows. This really surprised me. I wasn't expecting for this to work as good as it said. Also the Hourglass Veil Translucent Powder, great. And the e.l.f. Prime and Stay Finishing Powder, again, this really surprised me. Not favourites that I definitely just won't be using again. Definitely this concealer, I feel like it ruined kind of everything. And this Infallible bronzer, I'm going to give another go. I feel like maybe I wouldn't use it correctly, and maybe because I just used the concealer it just sat a bit funny. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I love testing out new stuff, even though they're not fully new to the market. It's all new stuff to me, stuff I haven't tried before. Hope you enjoyed this as much as I did, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks so much for watching.